Hey people, welcome to another edition of Let's Talk About It. I'm Short Trini. To all my new talkers, welcome. To all my regular talkers, welcome. Today I wanted to talk about something that's really personal to me. Full disclosure, my mother is half Asian, which would make me a quarter Asian. So the recent attacks on Asian Americans hit home for me. This all started recently with the attacks, the shooting in Atlanta, where a man who had a supposed sex addiction went to massage parlors and killed a total of 8 people, 4 of them being Asian. And for the purposes of my sanity, I am not going to mention this man's name. The attacks on Asian Americans have doubled since 2018. Why? I guess it's ignorance, and ignorance goes all around. Most particularly our former leader, Donald Trump, didn't help matters either. For when the coronavirus first came to the United States, he blamed China. And personally, I think the jury is still out on that, because there's evidence to the contrary, that after he closed the borders, the virus had already left and gone to Europe. From Europe, it came here to the United States. But again, the jury's still out on that. It didn't help matters any that he called it, he labeled the coronavirus the Kung Flu virus, or the Kung Fu flu, or the China virus. This led to a number of attacks on Asian Americans by a bunch of ignorant people. Not only Trump supporters or people in his base, because those are 2 different people, but also ignorant people who just don't know the difference between a Chinese American and a Korean American or a Japanese American. They just wanted to take out their ignorance and their bias on Chinese Americans, on Asian Americans. I find that totally disgusting and unacceptable. To make matters worse, a lot of people who you would think know better have a real opinion about it. That, since the Chinese or the Asian Americans are so mean to some of their customers, and I'm talking about Asian business owners, some have told me, something, they deserve what they get. Now, these people have told me this, not knowing, not realizing that I have Asian in my family. And before you even say anything to me about it shouldn't affect you as much because I look black, yeah. Maybe it's due to the fact that I'm a compassionate person, and I do believe that before you speak up, you should read and research what you think you know, and then talk about it. I have to really be on guard now and protect my mother. Because like I said, she's half Asian. And for those of you who know my mother, she looks Asian. You can see the Asian in her. She was born in Trinidad, and her mother has Spanish roots, and her father, my grandfather, came from China to Trinidad. But she looks more Chinese than anything else. And I worry about her, because even though people know her on this block, in my neighborhood, for such a long time, you do have idiots out there who, like I said, don't know the difference. and will attack you on sight. I recently saw a video of a woman who was thrown to the ground by someone who was just ignorant. I saw another video of an Asian man who was being sprayed with Febreze by an African American man who was just ignorant. He's on the train, and the African American man with his bottle of Febreze sprayed him because he was afraid of catching the coronavirus from this man. All the while, our former president has nothing to say. He didn't have anything to say while he was in office. He has nothing to say now that he's out of office. And keep in mind, again, the number of attacks on Asian Americans have doubled since 2018. We are now in 2021. At last count, there were 500 attacks on Asian Americans since 2018. So you know, if you cut that number in half, what we started out with. What I don't understand is why the powers that be don't label these as hate crimes, more of these as hate crimes. I don't know about you. What occurs, what's been occurring, I think are hate crimes. Ignorance, yes. Hate crimes, definitely. Especially with the shooting that took place in Atlanta about a week ago. That's hate crime. I'm not saying that people don't have a right to be weary and afraid, especially in the age of Corona, but we all have differences. And the best way to conquer and to combat a difference is to learn about each other's differences. I don't know what else to say. I just know that it saddens me that in America, in this day and age, after George Floyd and other incidences, that we still have this vein of hate in our bodies for something that's different. There are good people, both on all spectrums. There are great people, and there are also some bad apples. But before you go on and attack someone because of something someone else said and because of their race, look it up, research it, then act accordingly. Anyhow, I've spoken my piece. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think, no, let me rephrase that. What can be done to curb this rash of violence against people who are different from you, especially Asian Americans? Leave a comment below. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like the content of this video. And don't be afraid to disagree with me. If you disagree with me, not a problem. But tell me why. All right? Until the next video, I'm Short Trini. This has been Let's Talk About It. Peace.